What's going on, Kripple Krew? How's it going? It feels good to be back. EDC with DBD here, disabled but deadly, with my homeboy WarRoom for another episode of TNT Thursday Knife Talks. Wave to the camera if you're ready, Chris. I've got you muted right now. Caleb, member Kripple Krew Inc., what it do? Marco, what's up, brethren? Kelly, what's up, sis? You've been working your tail off. McRanger, member Kripple Krew Inc. Of course, WarRoom's the OG member of Kripple Krew Inc. Joe K, what's up, my man? Ground Fog, what it do? JLT, Rolf Robertson, member Kripple Krew Inc. Aries EDC, what's going on? I'm gonna turn your sound on now, WarRoom. Wave to the chat if Fox is off. Give me a little wave if you can hear me. Okay. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Space cadet today, brother.
That's okay. You was into that story though.
Yeah. No, not really. I was playing with I was fixing up. I put out my hard users, a few of them today. Just went with the theme, you know.
Yeah.
So
just in time. What's going on?
Sorry about that,
though. Hey, it's okay. I'm glad you're here. How you doing? I just had you muted because you had the sound on, and if I would have went live, it would have demonetized it. So that's why I had you muted.
Totally get it, bro. Normally I'm on my game.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. It's been a long week for me, and it does feel good to be home and be back with the Kripple Krew. That's for sure.
Glad you're back, bro. Definitely glad you're back. Feels right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I even brought this phone mount. I brought one of my lights with me. Had it all packed in my suitcase. I brought one of my knife cases with multiple knives that I was going to review. And then, of course, I had my go-to travel carry on me. And we were go, or spending time with people and having fun. And I just never created any content. I mean, it's good to have a good vacation, but it feels really weird not doing it.
Oh no, I get you. Especially when you're into a routine. Yeah.
And so used to doing. I missed a couple of live times. I missed a lot of interaction with the Kripple Krew that normally. And again, I'm not complaining about my family time whatsoever. Just saying that it feels good to be back.
So I dig the Jackwolf that you're playing with.
Yes. I said Benny's clip in my short, but that's the slip joint. This is the Benny, the locking version with
the Harley colors.
Yeah, they had the blue and white frost. I don't remember what there was a third one, and then they had one that was all this colored stonewash tie. And it was all that with purple tie hardware, and tie back spacer was purple, the clip was purple, and that was beautiful. And I really almost went with that one, except all the ones with the onlays, it's more like a bolster lock, whereas the tie, it's a full frame lock, and it just doesn't give me as much freedom for flicking. And so I love the Mars Valley. And what's up, Wesley Cubit? How you doing? Sharpest Knife, Jason Beecher, what's up? I have several, but I would have to say that the two that have stayed sharpest with the most use recently, because I haven't used the Jackwolf as much yet, and it's sharp as shit. But TRM blades come screaming sharp from the factory. The type of sharpness that only a hand finished edge can give.
I kind of agree with that one, bro.
And speaking of hand finished edges, my Aries EDC spike, well known as Lagatha here, and AEBL, I'll grab some paper, has been my most used knife of, let me go back, the last 2 months. I've done more cutting with this than anything else on Aries factory edge, or not factory, wow, on Aries hand edge. And it is
Pretty
still,
wicked, aren't they?
it's still a laser beam. A hand finished edge is some kind of beautiful. I'm gonna let Aries or WarRoom have the screen for a second to show his.
Oh, I'm cutting paper with mine right now, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Aries hand finished edges are just something else. And then TRM makes everything in small batches. And so the fit and finish, the tolerances, but then the finish work to their edges is phenomenal. But if you're looking for budget knife, sharpest budget knife brand would have to be, and WarRoom will agree, sharpest budget knife
Wolf
brand
Mountain.
would have to be Pickled Steel.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. I was going, mine's still North Mountain Blades. My chop is
Oh,
sharp.
true that.
Sharp.
True that.
And that's $80, so I consider it a budget knife.
Yeah, that one, mine, I have. Right. Whoop. And as a brand overall, everything from North Mountain Blade, everything comes wicked sharp.
No, not that Pickled Steel doesn't.
With that, this is their San My SLD Magic. And you can make little confetti cuts, or you can make laser beam cuts through anything. And these come in under $100 when they have the Ultim available. And you can get some of the G10 for only $72 with code DBD. But they are wicked sharp. I would have to agree with WarRoom. And they're premium stuff. Whoops, as I knock over my Jack Wolf can. Because it should be right here. It is in the grail box. They're premium stuff, like the Chop Kickstop, is also scary sharp. North Mountain Blades knows how to do an edge for a factory finish. I mean, for a factory company at any of their price ranges. That's a good call.
I want to know what Caleb made his spike, because he's got a spike too now.
Yes.
But what up, Lady
It hasn't
Ginger?
made it to him either yet, so it might not have a name.
No more chopping.
Jim Cox, remember Kripple Krew Inc. What's up? Pickled Steel. The Tenable Raphael. That's a really good knife. Gareth has his now.
I've got mine too.
No more Ultim chops. That's a shame. That was such a great knife.
Yeah.
The WarRoom is not only sharp, like you saying up here. Warhog is also a great user. Yeah, Caleb, you're correct.
It's a beast. In fact, it should be out here with my my heavy duty knives. Put me back up on the screen, bro.
What's up, Lady Ginger? Oh, And why I saw somebody here. I'm YNG. What's up? How are you? Don't know what the name is.
So Caleb says he gets his tomorrow and he has no name yet. He hasn't named it yet.
Yeah, yay.
But there's the
Is that
Ray
your
Bell
Ray
right
Bell?
there.
That is a great budget knife.
Absolutely. Tenable's make some good stuff now.
They're killing it because Concept figured out the formula and has a bunch of great designs already. So when they decided to go budget, they were able to they're a step above in their fit and finish, their quality. They already had great designs, but somehow the tenable versions come out cooler on a lot of the knives.
See what I picked up there, DBD? Never thought I would.
Let's go big for you. Well, blade steel.
The D2.
Oh no, that's the Ozark Rail.
Yep. I never thought I'd pick one up. Walking through Walmart the other day and it was $7. It's like the last one there. And I've never seen it in our Walmart. It's like, oh, I guess I'm grabbing one of those or that one.
Was yours centered?
No, it's horribly off.
Was it able, when you tightened it down, did it center it?
No. No, but it's not touching. It's still functional.
I got a lucky one. The one that I have was sent to me, and it was centered out of the box, and has actually stayed that way.
Wow, I'm impressed with that. Show you another knife that I picked up on a win. 1 of 25, a Tuya Mutt.
Colin Mason Pierre design.
Yes, sir. And
That is
Dave
nice.
Warren.
Very nice. Yeah, made by Dave Warren and Tuya. So you
Yep.
know it's made well. Yeah, on this trip, the House of Blades was Jim Cox gifting 5 memberships to Kripple Krew Inc. Very, very much appreciated. I'm going to give you a Jack Wolf salute as
I
I
would
switch.
if I had Jack Wolf, but I sold mine to get something.
Yeah, but there was a reason. You came out with a good nice one on that end. Let's see, we got Barbie. Yes, Barbie was gifted a membership. Billy Berry said Stevie, hell yeah. Frontsy and Sugar Weasel Dad, SWD, hell yeah. That's a great draw. Thank you again, Jim Cox. Very, very much appreciated. Blind Wolf Fury, Henry G, Blind Wolf Fury, and Henry G, member of Kripple Krew Inc. Y'all give them a salute with those badass emojis. Thank you again, Jim Cox.
Come on, let's get the emojis going.
So, what was the your end after you sold the Jack Wolf?
What did I get?
Oh, yeah. What did you get? Or was that to fund the Ripley?
No, Jack Wolf I sold a long time ago. Can't remember what I think I got a Chavez out of it. My first Chavez.
That's right. That's what it was. Mud, member Kripple Krew Inc. and brother, what's up?
Which would be this one.
Rest in peace, Billy. But it's awesome that, I mean, that's really cool. That's member Kripple Krew Inc. now.
But that's not my big badass Chavez. But this one's going to go in for mods, serious mods here this week or next.
I feel bad for not noticing that at first when he got the membership, but still, I am very glad that he did.
Prayers
That
from
means that
Patty.
he's a member of Kripple Krew Inc.
Prayers from old Patty. Prayers for him too.
Absolutely. Which is your biggest, baddest Chavez?
Oh, you haven't seen that one before?
Well, you just said that's not your biggest baddest.
That one right there, bro. I'm really proud of this one. Do you see it? Yeah, there we go. It's
I love,
T2 carbon fiber, bro.
yeah, I love that with that compound grind.
Yep. Chavez are beautiful knives.
The carbon fiber goes so good with the DLC.
Yep. You know, I like the regular Chavez. They're excellent, and I like the frame lock. But the blue labels are hands down a fantastic knife.
Yeah, I need to get one. They yeah, because I typically prefer a liner lock anyway.
Oh, this is right up your alley too, and it's got great action, bro. You can see the liner.
Yep, liner lock.
You can see that it's got ample room for grabbing it. It doesn't have a compound grind though. LMAX blade, and they make plenty of scales for it. But other than that, it's still a very good knife. Riot
And you
built.
still get the Chavez.
Yep, absolutely.
What's up, Mr. Reddy? How are you? This was such a nice carry. It never left the pocket except to be used during the road trip. For my 511 pants, it's a perfect fifth pocket knife. And so it rides there next to a titanium pin.
Nice.
And it's just perfect fifth pocket for me. And I love this knife. I was going across the country. I had to have an American made knife with me. Besides my custom handmade Aries. And typically I've chosen Spyderco for that main carry, but this time I went with TRM. Navajero, what's up? I see that what you're saying is nice, but please keep it to English. In here, Everyday Carry, what's going on? Knives Alive, what up, Cal? Yes, of course. There also was, my it's not my sign. I'm a Leo, but there was a Taurus with me, a couple of them with me on the whole trip. One of them in that one of them will say it only has 5 rounds in it, but it's not. It has that's all it needs. That was in the pocket with at first
3.5 or 3.8.
3.5.
Right.
With
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. I carried a Chiefs Model Smith for a lot of years, bro.
yeah, it's
nothing wrong with that.
It's a perfect belly pew.
Yep.
And that's why it resides in my pocket. And it was residing next to the DC Blade Cito. One of my favorite beef jerky defense backup folder. This one with the beautiful compound grind. Very pokey tip that widens up very quick as you go along into any organic matter. Such a great knife. But this did move out of the pocket after House of Blades because I was rocking the Benny. We went to House of Blades. We were going through Fort Worth, and I told Mrs. Deadly that we had to go there. Chavez are not made in USA. They're made by Riot, though.
Yeah, they aren't. Yeah, I've been carrying all American this week too.
He does make customs, in the
Yes,
U.S., but
Albuquerque to be exact.
that's quite a bit more money.
Albuquerque is where your shop's at.
When we were at House of Blades, Mrs. Deadly said she wanted to give me a Grail knife. And I compared several knives there while I was there. The MSI, I really liked. The Launch 16 in M4, I liked a lot.
I know.
I checked out the TRM. I mean, not the TRM, but the ProTech TR3. Brian White, yo, yo, yo. I checked out the Malibu.
You're just talking my language tonight, bro.
And there was several knives that I was going through. And they also had one Ultim fixed EDC Jack Wolf. And
So okay, I've got one dumb question. Why are
what's
you
that?
not rocking that, bro?
Why didn't I get the Ultim one?
Yes.
Because I asked if they had any locking Jack Wolfs in, and she said no, they didn't. And I didn't want, even though I checked out a couple of those slip joints, I love them. That's not what I was going for. But I saw
I get
four
it. Okay.
four of the bennies lined up, and I was like, "Yo, there's some right there." She's like, "Oh, somebody just stocked that. I didn't know we had those." And I checked them out. And from the first flick, I was in love. Out of everything I felt that day, it felt the best action-wise. I love the wicked hollow ground. Even though, clip point's typically not my favorite style, I love the way it looks on this one. The handle the locking ones are a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
And
they when I had the gunslinger, and I just didn't like the way it felt in my hand. It was too light. It just didn't feel solid,
yeah, this, I've
It
got
was, but
with the full tie, the tie back spacer. It feels great. The action is just stupid nuts. And as much as I thought about getting that fixed EDC, out of no matter what fixed blade I get, the one that I end up carrying the most is my Aries.
of
And I
course.
typically don't carry more than the Aries or one fixed blade and a little fixie neck knife. And of course my that was my neck knife the whole trip. But I knew that as much as I loved the way that fixed EDC felt in hand, I'd still carry this more. And this would get more pocket time than that fixed blade would. Plus, I also knew I'd be able to score one of those Ultim ones on the secondary at some point, and this just felt too good in hand. MPG, what's up? What's up? Awesome. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. But
MPG.
out of everything I felt at House of Blades, nothing felt like this in hand and the action. And with their military discount, this was less than $300. So,
Well, from what I've seen, they take a big hit on the secondary.
yeah. Yeah, that was already, well, I got it about 65 off of retail because of the military discount.
Yeah, you did
If
good.
you want a great price on them right now, You can actually get them for $70 less than retail at traditionalpocketknives.com. No code needed. I don't think my code DBDTPK would save you $5, but you could try it. But I don't think it would do anything. But they're $279 for the locking Benny's clip, or the Benny, and they have all of them on sale right now at TPK. Somebody's at the door. I'll be right back.
I like that blade shape a lot on that one. So, what's everybody carrying today? I bet you do, Brian. By the way, Brian, why I got you on here, this thing is working out nice. No more lock stick. And it's getting real smooth. And I've carried this all week. This all week, and my Kershaw stays in my left pocket. So basically, I've been carrying all USA all week. Carried the Spike, or I got a TCal. I got a TCal Raider on me today.
Brown Sugar, what's up, sis? Old fart with sharp things, what's going on? How are you? Chris Lopez, what is up? Yeah, I'm loving the Benny. It was, for me, a great choice. I do love the blade shape. I did not go into that store looking for a Jack Wolf knife.
I know there's 100 other knives that I would have thought you'd get first.
Yeah, of all the companies that I went in there looking to check out, this was not one of them. But the knife itself definitely won me over.
What's up, Kelly?
How are you, Kelly? Good to see you. What's your biggest pickup of this week?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, I got the Devo.
And then I want to hear from everybody else what theirs is.
I got the Tuya. I also got this, and I absolutely love this knife. Original Devo Mash.
Yeah. That is a nice knife.
Can you tell that they took a lot of this and put it into the tall boy and premium?
For sure. Yeah,
Very
I got to check out
knife.
the Mash V1.5.
Yep.
And that was a really nice knife.
I got the Tuya. Hang on, let me I gotta find it. Where did I put it? Just had it. I picked up my first Thunderbird.
NPG's been carrying her Kunwu Chad. She sent that to Will and Carrie to check out. She is carrying the best tech Glock. So how do you like the Thunderbird? Because I have wanted one of those for quite a while.
I was just going to say, I've read a lot of reviews on these, and they were talking about the button locks are bad and the ergos are bad. The ergos are fantastic for me. Okay. And, well, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm beating on it pretty hard, and yeah, the lock's solid as can be.
Yeah, his Trek lock. So that's the same lock that is in the Cormorant. Obviously, you can see the styling similarities. To me, the Vosteed is the improved Cormorant. And the Cormorant is already a great knife, so much that I have three different Cormorants.
Thing I got against that, I don't like the little square cutout in the bottom of the blade.
I know a lot of people don't, but I like this. But when I saw the Thunderbird, I was like, that is this knife perfected.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it's a fantastic knife, bro. And you can't tell. But this is the
zero issues with their Trek lock. You know, he designed the Trek lock, and it's got that rectangular piece instead of a circular plunge.
Right.
And the way it interacts with the tank of the blade is different. And I've had great luck with them.
Of course, you guys know I got these. I told you about it, but that's my Medford Praetorian T.
Yes, that was part of your trade.
Yeah, this is. I'm sold on Medfords, guys. I truly am. They're great knives.
Hey, Miranda, what it do?
You can ask Kelly because they developed black stick, but I worked it through and it's getting buttery smooth right now. Of course, I got the XM18 recurve. Fantastic knife. I like hinders.
So, well, yeah. So you traded a hinder, but you got a hinder in exchange. What's up,
That was the only way I was going to do it.
Mick got a Kaiser October from BEDC, and he has been wanting that knife for quite a while.
I was there in that chat when that happened. And this is in that same chat when that all went down. I got this. I won this from BEDC. Whoops. This is an NK. I don't know what the name of the knife is, but it's a fantastic little budget knife.
Very cool. Mick traded his arcade for a Chavez 229. Ooh.
That's
I did. They also, okay, and here's something that's really going to shock you guys. They also had at House of Blades an arcade with Ultim inlays.
And
I didn't walk out with it.
I'm shocked.
And I got a Jack Wolf instead.
Okay, here's another one I got this week.
Looks like is that TKL?
No, that's a Mike Snowdy custom.
Oh, it's another Snowdy custom. I'm just looking at the grip, and I was trying to remember whose texturing that was.
64-degree chisel ground, 64-degree HRC MagnaCut chisel ground. Yeah, $99 is what I paid for that, bro.
Damn.
They worth a lot more than that, bro.
MPG wants the Kunwu Gigapadre limited edition, but she's going to get the Urban EDC and Demco collab knife, 270 instead of 780.
Hey,
definitely. Conscious Machine, what's going on?
I got a question, DBD. Are you getting the Dwyer from North Mountain?
Yes.
I want that knife so bad. Oh my gosh, I want that knife so bad.
They're calling it the BBNM now. So I guess they couldn't get away with going with the name Dwayne Dwyer. So it's going to be the BBNM. But whatever they name it, the Dwayne Dwyer design is going to be badass.
And they're only making like 300 units of it.
Yes.
It's like, and that's a shame, man. That's with Strider going away from ProTech, you can't get one, and you can't just get a Strider, man. They drop and they're gone every Saturday, Yeah, that's a good alternative right there. And they're only dropping 300
to get hands on with it.
Yeah. You might have to send that down to me to play with for a little bit.
I could have me. Oh,
We'll work on that. Or I'll work on you on working on that.
Yeah, I surprised myself leaving that store with the Jack Wolf knife. I really did. But I am not disappointed in my choice at all. And now it's the one and only that I need.
Oh, I forgot to show you this one. I picked this one up this week too.
Except for the Ultim Pixie.
Of course, I got these two.
You got the 940, and it's the 940 auto this time, right?
Yep. It hits hard too.
Nice.
It's as hard as a ProTech.
So which do you like better, the auto or the manual?
I'm not an auto guy, bro.
But it's cool to have in the collection.
Huh?
It's very cool to have in the collection.
Oh yeah. Well, I figured if you got both of them, hey, just like I got both of these, and one of them MPG will recognize. Got both flavors of the Griptilian.
Oh, you put it back before I could get you up.
I'm sorry.
Who's getting the M4 Para 3 lightweight?
Yeah, I can't. I want to so bad, but I can't.
So do I. And the other thing that drops tomorrow, like folks, if you're really looking for the best gift for the channel, I'm not saying anything, but they are dropping more ABW slip joints tomorrow.
I'll take the M4 para. Yeah. In fact, I might talk to the wife tonight and see if I can't sizzle it.
What's up, Terry? How are you doing? So I just got a box.
Have you got one of these yet, bro? That's Kershaw.
No, I don't have a Bel Air yet.
Dude, you need to get you one of these.
Yeah. They had the carbon fiber one with MagnaCut at holy crap, folks. They had the carbon fiber and MagnaCut one at House of Blades, but it was overpriced. Terry, what's going on? So I just got a box of knives in via pass around. And by luck, I happened to open this one first. And holy crap.
What'd you get?
Holy crap. This is, the Katuo Mechax. A Tonto Integral. Right? Except
That's the one you take the side scale off of?
You can take the top integral piece off.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah, and replace it with several different flavors without taking apart your knife. Holy. And then let's see if we can get this back together on our first try. Wow.
That beats my computer.
These studs are amazing. The access to the titanium liner lock is killer.
Let me see the studs, DBD.
So check the studs out. See if we can get it to focus. Stair stepped. There we go. Stair stepped. Looks like an A-wing fighter from the old Star Wars from the top.
Yeah, those are mine are like that too on mine.
And you touch them and it launches. And touch them and it launches.
I agree, Mick Ranger. I agree. We're talking about the Bel Air. Did you see the other one I pulled out, Mick?
Yeah, the Bel Air. It looks like such a nice knife. I just I don't have one yet, but I want one.
Dude, I keep it in my left pocket. It's my left pocket knife, and because with the crossbar lock, you can operate it no problem.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Well, that's why this was my left-hand knife for most of the trip.
Which one was that?
Oh, my the Hogue Deck Blade HQ exclusive.
Oh yeah, Hogue, same thing, bro.
With the Ultim, it is so lightweight, and you've got the MagnaCut blade. And
see, I got just
very easy to operate left-handed. Yep. And so this was my left-hand knife for the trip. Kathleen Smith, member Kripple Krew Inc. What's going on? And
what about the Medford? What about the Medford?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm talking to Mick. What about the Medford, bro? You're right. Once you play with a Medford, bro, you know you played with a knife.
You mentioned Reich Knife MPG. Oh, wow. We've got another integral, I think, in the Reich Shadow. It looks very similar to me to that last one. The studs are kind of crazy, milled, trippy studs. And it looks like we have and this is another one of the ones that you can take apart without tools. Put it down.
I had to pull out my Katua.
The Yakuza. That's still one of such a nice knife.
Dude.
So somehow with this.
This is one I don't want to ever get rid of, but I fear one of these days I'll have to for some reason. Just that good, you know?
Is that it to take it apart? I don't know. I'm not going to cut myself. I'm going to look up how to take this one apart. But out of the two, I like, even though the Reich's a little bigger, I like the Katuo better. And it was much more intuitive for how to take it apart. And it doesn't have the speed hole in the middle. Very,
Never
very
played with the
similar
Reich,
knives.
but I guess I am right now. But
very similar knives. Let's see. The action on the Katuo is, of course, insane. And then on the Reich, yeah, it snaps out with authority. Feels great, but I actually like the Katuo version a little better. Both are very cool knives. Yes, the Yakuza is dope. Dope.
Nice.
Oh, let me get him back on screen.
Oh, I'm already past playing with it. I was going to break out my Chavez for Blind Woo.
Oh, hey, I liked the Griffin. This box has the mini Griffin. Little.
Mad Yakko's awesome people, man. He takes care of you.
Definitely does. I carried the glow-in-the-dark leaves Hank, my weed leaf Hank, for the entire trip. And each state's weed store that I stopped at, I had to show it off.
Mad Yakko wax. Get some.
Yeah, this is a cool little knife. The Reich Mini or Katuo Mini Griffin. I liked the full-size Griffin better, but this is a good EDC size. Yeah, everybody loved his weed leaf Hank. I was showing that off all across the country. Wyoming has the coolest of that. Wyoming's the first state I have found that had cooler weed stores than Washington. I was tripping.
I've never been in a weed store, bro. And I mean, I used to smoke all the time, bro. I've never been in a weed store.
I've gone into them in I'd have to count, I think 14 states.
Right in Idaho, right on 84, and in a Pilot truck stop, they got a weed store right in the parking lot of the truck stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I love weed store tourism. It's something I have a blast doing. Is checking out weed stores in different states.
Unfortunately, I can't do it anymore.
This is Trip. This is a Tuck Knives. I think this is the Tuck Click in MagnaCut. Whoa.
So, I've got a question for everybody. Has anybody heard what they're going to do since Crucible's been sold about steel? We're just going to change over to like Bowler or anybody heard anything about what knife community is going to do? That you can't get crucibles anymore? I mean, you probably could still get them for a little bit, but.
Well, and I've heard that several of the big companies have a couple of years, supply
Like
uh,
Niagara.
of the old steels as that's figuring out what's going on. A lot of those steel formulas, though, we're used to like CPM 20 CV, but we're also used to M390. So many of them have already been copied by Bowler that I could see Bowler becoming the number one for a while.
Well, it's like, they had Magnica, 3V, all the one, S30, S35, S45, 110, 10V, 15V. They had all that steel, Magnicut.
From what I hear, MagnaCut, Larry Thomas has some say for where that gets made, because that's his formula.
Right. Thank God. A lot of people give it the shit, but I think Magnacut's good steel. It does everything decent. Not great, but decent.
Right.
It's very well rounded.
Our Shielded Knives Sith by our homies over at DC Blades. And you want to talk about a ripper. Ooh, that is wicked. This is their full tie version. You have a machine tie backspace that stands proud to really and goes all the way around to really let you lock in.
I'm surprised you don't carry one of those, DBD.
Call grip. I'm working on getting the Ultim version. Big surprise,
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say your alter ego.
Yeah. The evil homie BDB is really looking forward to getting one of these. I've actually been talking to homie Tier 1 Gear and EDC already about getting me one of these. And evil homie BDB will be loving this.
That's definitely an attention getter.
Wicked. And it fires out with authority, man. Look at all that jumping on the blade, too, to lock you in. Like you could lock in a forward ripping grip. Or, if somebody had their arms around you, you could bring it back and it's locked in. But it is definitely made for that Pikal grip. And it just, the way that would, look how thin that gets at the tip. This is not your hard use work knife. This is your organic matter only knife. And that tip is going to just bite and pull the whole knife in.
I am going to, when I go to Blade Show, one of the knives that I'm going to get is I am going to pick up a Neves Knives and TCal. They have a knife similar to that.
The Felon.
Blade. It's not a folder, but
that's
I'm ready to get one of those. Huh?
That's the Felon, right?
No, I don't know what they call it.
The FLN, but it's Felon.
Okay. My bad. I didn't catch on that.
He has the offender,
misdemeanor. I'm slow tonight. I'm slow
that
tonight.
That one is the Felon, but TCal. So it's that Felon.
Have you seen the video on that when he does the dummy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Yes,
bro.
The way there was no arm left.
No, exactly. It's like I'm getting one of those.
That arm is useless after that. 100% done.
You're useless because
you're useless, and you only have moments to take care of yourself
Yeah.
with a tourniquet. No matter what, you're out of the fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Henry G, what it do? Yeah, Terry was just chilling 3 minutes behind and didn't know. Yeah, definitely other companies will buy the recipes for a lot of this stuff. If they don't already have the formulas figured out and just waiting for Crucible not to be there anymore.
I just don't want to see. I'm not trying to say this the wrong way. I just don't want to see it turn to junk because it was all good steel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want to see people lose good steel in the transition because man, there's some really good stuff out, that they made.
Kane Miranda, this after handling each of their models except for their fixie and the frame lock neutron, TRM is definitely in my top 3 favorite production companies, period.
I want a TRM fixie. That's what I want next from them.
Not just because of the fit and finish, even though the fit and finish is phenomenal because everything is small batch. The tolerances are amazing. And then
they make everything in-house.
Everything is in-house except for some of these screws, which are their designs, and it's made by somebody in America that's very close to them. Everything else, including the pivot, is in-house. The thumb studs, but the people there are amazing as well. And this knife, I have done nothing to this blade yet. I have not even stropped this. And it's been my most carried knife since I got it. This has been in one of my pockets at all times, just like Lagatha has been with me daily. But it still has plenty of fine edge left. It's their work is top notch, and you're supporting an American company, out of American production companies, to be able to get this small batch quality for just over $200 for their starting prices is really, really good.
Let me ask you a question, guys. Do you think the secondary market will heat up when the
steel changes and tariffs?
And the tariffs?
Kane Miranda says that's good to hear. Somebody from Massachusetts. Yeah, TRM, they're one of my top 3 favorite companies, period.
Asher does good knives too.
There are so many. We are spoiled for choice. We really, really are right now. And there's so many good people. But out of everything that I've handled, they are in my top 3 favorite companies. What awesome present did you get, Jason Beecher? Chris Lopez says, I knew TRM's one of your favorite. Your TRM collection is gorgeous. And it's been expanding. He's been using code DBD and TRM 25 to save 10% and get free shipping. Chris Lopez has been using that code and expanding his collection and getting scales with it. Caleb says he thinks the prices of in the secondary will be obnoxious for a bit.
I just want to know if the it'll pick up.
Jim doesn't think so. And Mick thinks people will figure a way around it. I know that Pickled Steel is not worried about it and has found some way around it already. And he isn't changing his pricing structure at all. He said that he is, and I don't. Of course, some legal way around it. I'm trying to say.
I have to show you guys this. We're
But
talking about pickled steel. You guys need to get on this one.
mine will be here any day. My
That's the
Impala
Impala
Hunter.
Hunter.
Mine
And
will,
this is a fantastic knife, guys.
I can't
You're
wait.
if you're into fixed blades, get you one of these. They're like $70, shipping and all. Fantastic. N690 steel. This is sandalwood. It's absolutely melts into your hand. Fantastic bush knife.
And an almost 1-to-1 comparison of a $200 to $350 custom
Absolutely.
bushcraft knife.
I can't tell you how good this knife is, guys. So, I mean, if you guys want a fixed blade for a reasonable price, this is it.
Yeah, Caleb saying in 690 for 70 is a great buy. Yep, and Kelly has them in stock, and you know she ships fast. Kelly been working her tail off.
Kelly and I are the only ones that have them in the United States right now.
And some folks don't know that beyond the pickled steel stuff, Kelly has been doing a lot in the background to help out some of us creators. And I'm not going to say too much other than thank
Kelly,
you for all of your work, Kelly. You are definitely and appreciated
yeah.
and a huge piece of what we're doing.
Kelly, and the whole knife family, but Kelly is really, really good people, guys. You don't know her, get to know her. She's great people, along with
And
her
if,
husband Brian.
and if you need, yep, there is the link for the Impala Hunter. And if you need some dope ass paracord gear or anything made with paracord, reach out to Kelly as well. She got an Etsy store that she could drop the link for.
There's a nice monkey fist right there that she makes. Absolute banging. But yeah, fantastic people they are. In fact, the whole knife community is full of them. You guys know that.
I
Make you
had to
blush.
get
I
mine
didn't
out of
think
my
anything could make you blush, Kelly.
I had to get mine out of my backpack because out of my EDC gear that traveled the country with me, my monkey fist from Kelly was part of what traveled the country with me. I over EDC, I over prepare, but yeah, this was with me everywhere we went.
So, I've got a question. How many knives should I take to Blade Show when I go this year? I've got a case that holds 24, and I've got a case that holds 90.
So it sounds like you could bring 114.
That's about half my collection.
But I mean, I think that answers the question, right?
Yes.
Because you're going to be meeting up with people, and no doubt you're going to want to show off some stuff, and just having that, you're going to fill up that 90 case, going shit. I'm leaving this one out. Where do I make room for it in here? What do I take out to bring this?
You saw me on my truck, bro.
So if you've got a case of 90 and a case of 24, you bring 114. Brian
Right.
F., what's up, Knife Fam? How you doing, homie? Brian F. is a member of the EDC Roundtable as Mitten State EDC, where he does awesome hand-carved EDC gear. This is wood and fat carbon, and I even have a matching desk stand for it. It stands on my desk that has the wood and the fat carbon. He does EDC alls, ferro rods, all kinds of different stuff. And these are fantastic for taking apart knots that are very, need that extra work. They're very good for that. That knot work, fleshy knot work. Yeah, this would be a great one to be able to go to, Mick. But you know, the Deadly Daughters graduation is also a little important.
Well, heck, all the people I know are going to be working booths going up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, well, I had an offer to work a booth.
I know
I had
that.
an offer to. I actually had an offer to work a couple of booths, but Boger was really trying to get me. One of the reasons is because Zach and I bonded over having pogs back in the 90s. And he was thinking about doing a pog game with folks where you can win knives. And like, I got it as soon as he was talking about it. And he was like, dude, we got to do this. But, and he even said that if I could get there on Saturday, even if I miss Friday, if I could get there on Saturday, he would hold off the pog game until I got there. And I'm just, you know, that's kind of an important thing to be at.
Have a
I
good
wish
one,
I
Neil.
could make it. But yeah, I'd be working a booth if I was there.
I mean, Darkwater's going to be working a booth. BEDC is going to be working a booth.
Later, bud. I'll talk to you tomorrow, homie.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's up, Sean? Hell yeah, you know all about them pogs.
Have no clue what you guys are talking about, you youngsters.
Zach actually sent me a shot of some of his. He still has some of his little pogs and slammers, and we were talking about some of the ones that I had. I'm somewhere still have some of the same ones. So like we were all in on this pog game at Blade Show, and then I was like, shit. Oh yeah, it's my daughter's graduation, and I just realized this knife doesn't have a pocket clip.
Which one is that?
The Reich Shadow. The one that I couldn't, that didn't come apart as easily as the Mech X from.
So what good is it if it doesn't have a pocket clip? I mean,
It's look how big it is. It's like it's
what I'm
made to
saying.
be an EDC's knife, so it should have a pocket clip. Whereas if you get the Katuo version, which is just slightly smaller but better ergos, it has a great pocket clip.
I was going to say, why don't you? Wow, never mind. I guess you got to make a sheath to drop it in.
They even moved the lock bar axe, the cutout, where the cutout is. It's on this side of that. What the hell? Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to take apart during the video because this is just dope. Yeah, I would definitely say go with the Katuo version over the Reich version because you could actually carry this one. That's a killer knife. That's going to be fun to review.
I'm bummed about that, Brian. You can't make it down, but happy that your daughter and her family are coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking at hopefully making Blade West as well. But you're like WarRoom said, it's great to have the fan, you know, get to see your family instead. But I'm trying to go Blade West this year.
Yeah, well, it's only 7 hours up the road for me, so I got to go to Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure. Salt Lake is a lot closer to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I might fly out there. We'll see.
Let's see.
Texas is a lot closer for me.
Oh, that is wicked. Texas is definitely closer for you. I'm going to share this Keith the Knife Freak Kiradashi with Brian Scales on it. That is a wicked little box cutter.
What's up, B Shady?
Little ripper Kiradashi made by Keith the Knife Freak with some nice Hero Tough scales by Brian F.
I need to talk with Brian. I got so many things I got to do.
I know there's scales I want to get made. There's a lot of different stuff. Very cool, Brian. Those scales look very nice.
I gotta get a sheath made for this.
Be shady. What it do? Be shady. Don't forget, folks. Stab that like button. Really helps push this out.
I hate looking at
Other
my
folks can
tablet
see
because it
it.
never updates.
Let me see what it shows on mine. I'm showing 22. Oh, 40 likes. There we go. Appreciate that, folks. And of course, we have 5 new members thanks to Jim Cox. That was very dope. I'm only going to say
Cool.
one time, there is a ticker going. Of course, it helps the channel when you use the links that are in the description of each video and each live, and also memberships, joining the channel, becoming a member of Kripple Krew Inc. definitely helps me continue to do what I do, as do the things like when you guys do the super chats and such. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to shill for it anymore tonight. I just bring it up and this one just has to say thank you guys for all the support you give. WarRoomEDC, the original member of Kripple Krew Inc. You know what? We are going to give WarRoomEDC the very rare, only used once before in channel history, double flag salute as the original member of Kripple Krew Inc.
I'm honored.
Appreciate you so much. Only you and Mr. Harrison have ever received the double flag salute.
Awesome.
Folks, show him those badass emojis if you got them. This is the only other knife that I picked up on the trip. After stopping at Wilson's Arch and climbing and getting some good pictures, some of which I'll be posting because they're knife pictures. Obviously, I won't be posting the family pictures. But we stopped at this place called Hole in the Wall, which is a
I know where
15,000
it's at.
square foot. Yeah.
I know where it's at.
And you've driven by there.
I've parked at that rest stop right there, bro.
So there in Utah, there's a guy named Bo Earls, and he's a flint knapper. He makes knives and, tools and other items out of local stone found around there. This is an agate that has been tied with sinew in the old-fashioned way onto an antler. And out of all of them, this had the best ergos. And I love the dual color brown and green of that agate. And this is man's first tool. This is the first tool man learned how to make. And this is made in that same fashion. So I had to pick one up. I just thought it was dope. Local Utah guy making these.
How sharp is it?
And it's like, could I rip flesh with it? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. If I wanted to, if I wanted to carefully chisel a little off of each side, I could definitely make it sharper. Because they're sold where they're sold, I think he purposely doesn't thin them out too much. But
yeah, I get you.
You could easily finish it yourself. Right now, it would do damage for sure.
I wouldn't finish that myself. I'd go find somebody who can map flint.
But yeah, you could get this finish to be a lot more wicked, and I do plan to have it done in the future. But yeah, because of where they're sold, I checked them, and he definitely tries to not make them too wicked. Yeah, they had some with obsidian, and they had some with just like I don't remember the name of the glass, but it was like a very, very clear aquamarine color glass. And they had a couple of really cool ones, but this just looked so like a lot of the color we were seeing around us, especially when we toured that home built into the side of the mountain. And so this one, and they're all made out of natural antlers. So some of them aren't that comfortable to hold. And this one was very, very comfortable to hold.
Well, that's awesome, bro.
Well, I hope you get to feeling better, Caleb. And you have a great night. But yeah, so
Later,
I
Caleb.
ended up with one very premium knife and one very primitive knife on the trip. Ron Dobbins, member Kripple Krew Wink, what it do? Good to see you, homie. And this one was also the only one that was comfortable on a reverse grip, too. Yes, I probably looked a little weird in the store checking out their souvenirs in different grips.
What's up, Ron?
Thank you, Caleb. Stab that thumbs up button. What's in everybody's pockets today? I've talked a lot about my travel pockets.
Yeah, we never did get to that.
But, Chris, let's start. Oh, it's still on my damn screen, and my apologies. Chris, I'm going to give you the screen for a moment. Roman, what it do? Let's see your pockets from today, and then we'll check everybody else's.
My pocket's very simple. Hang on. There's my pixie that I carried today. That's a T-Cal Raider.
Yay.
And my card of handles. Excellent knife.
And one of the more EDC friendly
Yep.
of his designs.
The Prana, I've got several of them, but I carried this big bad boy, which is a Greg Medford Praetorian T, S35VN, stone washed. Just a beast of a knife.
That's a hunk of knife right there.
Sharp as can be, hollow ground. Yeah. And then I carried a XM18 in 20 CV. And it's the recurve. I love this knife.
Good looking knife.
And then I carried my 940, which where'd I put it?
The new 940 auto?
No, I didn't carry the auto. I carried 940 Osborne.
The OG.
Yep. I had to try one out, and I kind of like it. Blade's a little long.
Oh.
But yeah.
The Bel Air.
This is always in my left pocket. This is a Kershaw Bel Air and Magna Cut. Excellent knife for the price. Can't beat it. And
definitely a bug out beater.
That's what I carried today. Along with, carry that everywhere I go. You guys know that.
And Roman had an 8020S tie knife with an ABW slip, my Grail slip. Ron Dobbins has the Chevron Yan full Zirca tie scales and Rockwall in tie scales with Urban EDC micro and Chavez pry bar with a G-Sock watch and titanium pin today. Always loaded.
Ron, they're great. I'd get one, one or two, but I told you I'm saving up for the bless. Got to get the Ripley, bro. They were fantastic, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of the ABW slip, they are going on sale tomorrow. They will not last long. And had I not just, if Mrs. Deadly had not just got me the Jack Wolf, I would be all over it. I wish I could grab one tomorrow, but if you've been looking for an ABW slip joint, They will be for sale very briefly tomorrow.
They aren't going to last long.
No, they won't. Don't think you'll be able to buy one Saturday.
Oh, that sounds awesome. The Ron's carrying the Jan Chevron in full circuit titanium scales and a Rockwall in titanium scales and Urban EDC micro and Chavez pry bar, E-shock watch, titanium pen. Good carry. Awesome carry.
Oh, Chris Lopez just got an email from TRM that hollow grinds will be dropping next week. You might need another now. Are these Mike Irie custom hollows?
Hey, let's just change his name to Chris TRM.
Yeah,
Chris Lopez.
he used code DBD and TRM 25 to get the lizard tie scales for his Mike Irie custom hollow ground neutron. Oh, dropping more Mike Irie hollow grinds.
My shadow's over with Aries.
There was already another TRM he was thinking about using the code on, but now they're dropping some hollows on which models? Yeah, his WarRoom selection is definitely loaded.
I like this one, the TRM Neutron too.
Yeah,
but this is my go-to.
The Atom.
Yeah.
I know you prefer the Atom.
It's just.
And if I felt one of those with 3D contoured scales, it might be different. But with the G10 scales, it just doesn't fit my hand right. Whereas
that's carbon fiber, bro.
This melts. This melts.
My color.
Yeah, no. The one that I felt was the one that I reviewed was the flat G10.
I'm just busting your balls, bro. You know
that's what's been in my hand, is what I meant. But this just melts in my hand. Atoms and Nerds. Oh, they're dropping Atoms and Nerds with the Mike Irie hollow grind. No way.
So,
I also got to say one more thing about TRM. They reached out to me again.
This is the beauty of TRM right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to be able to swap all those scales without taking the knife apart.
These are going on it next, right there. On the Atom.
Hell yeah.
I gotta get some scales for my Neutron. I wish they made scales for the Shadow.
So do I. I need to talk to her. Maybe I can talk. I'm sure other people have, but maybe I can talk to them about it and put another bug in their ear. But this time, Mary Ann reached out to me and said that they wanted to show their thanks to me and asked me to pick a model.
You told me that.
And I picked a Nerd. They don't have shadows anymore. If they still made the Shadow, I told her I would go for a Shadow. But without them
find one on a shelf someplace?
What's that?
I said you can't find one on a shelf someplace?
I did drop, I said if you still had shadows, that would be my choice. However, since you don't have shadows, I would die, I would love a Nerd and a holy Nerd. So that was how I put it. I did name drop the Shadow twice. But after handling Chris Lopez Nerd, that is the perfect fifth pocket carry. And the blade shape is such a great companion to the Neutron, or the Neutron blade shape.
I agree with everything that you're saying there. My hands are too big. I can't manipulate it because Aries has got one, and I tried. I just can't. I can't manipulate the nerd.
Yeah, I had to retrain my hand to hold it differently than any of the other fifth pocket knives that I have. I did have to find a different way to hold it, but as soon as I did, it was so flickable for me. The one that Chris Lopez has is rather pimped out. It came with the blue and black G-Mascus, but he has some gorgeous camo carbon scales on it.
Right. I've got all my knives out today.
Yeah, Ron, he got to handle Scott's, and you know Scott loves small knives. Scott loves the nerd. But WarRoom doesn't just have big hands. He also has wider fingers. And that holy nerd was made specifically to be their smallest knife. And it just don't fit his monkey paws.
Nope. I wish it did because it's a great knife.
But yeah, you need something that's more like the little native. That's about as small as you can go.
Yep.
B Shady says, yep, all day. And the Neutron 2 pairs well with the all-time Matzy Striga. Oh, yeah. And the ProTech Run 5. Absolutely. The Run 5 is high on my wish list. That Run 5, for such a small knife, kicks so damn hard. I got to handle the 25th anniversary Run 5. Not one that I could afford, but that's the one I got to handle. And oh my, do those things fire.
Fire in the hole.
I do got to say that it is cool getting the full Jack Wolf experience with your Jack Wolf knife. You know, you get a box. I don't care about the box, but the box looks nice. Got the cool logo.
They got some awesome stickers, bro, and flag.
The box, yes, they do. The box is really cool that it's because it talks about the story, and it's, you know, Jack Wolf Belkin is his grandfather. It talks about that. But then you get the dope tube with different art for every knife. And inside of that, you get a pog with matching art, multiple stickers, as well as one thing that I think is really cool is the tie filler tab. So the pocket clip on this is blind screwed from the inside. And if you wanted to carry this in a slip, like a slip joint, instead of carrying it modern style, they have a blind screwed titanium filler tab, so you won't have a hole and it'll match that carbon fiber very well, so that you could carry that in a leather slip if you so chose. Now, I personally like carrying it as a modern knife with the clip. Whoops, but I think it's very cool that they give you the option and a filler tab so it looks good if you choose to do it that way. Now, I still can't defend the Steel Series pricing, and I never will.
Yeah, let's not even go there, bro.
But I got this knife for under $300 with the military discount at House of Blades. And for that price, this knife just blows me away.
I'm gonna be real honest with you though. At original price, what most people pay, I think they're too expensive.
It's $359 retail.
Yep, I think they're too expensive, bro.
That's why I bring up right now at traditionalpocketknives.com, they're on sale for $279, and that's the price they should be. And it is so worth that $279 price, plus you're getting it from an awesome site at traditionalpocketknives.com. I do not think that the affiliate code is going to work. You can try it if you want, but I mean, I'm not even pushing it because it's not going to help me at all. You can leave a note saying that I sent you, but they have all 4 versions of this right now for $279 on sale.
Hey,
And it
do you have
is
any?
so
My
worth that. What's up?
I said my bad. I didn't mean to walk on you.
No,
I
you're
was going to
good.
ask
What's
you,
up?
do you have any SRM knives?
Yes, I've had a couple. I sent one to Darkwater, the one that had their Sanmai steel that's like S35VN, their 104 CR Sanmai. But I kept, whoops, that's my fault, the Rubik, because this is the largest crossbar lock knife I own. It's an integral, and it has amazing action. These springs are tuned
Well, this
to
isn't anything like
perfection.
that.
Whoops, that's my fault.
This is 914, 9CR14. Um, but man, what a fantastic budget knife.
If I can get my left finger to quit being a retard. Yeah, they make some killer budget knives.
This is my first one, bro, and I'm blown away by how good it is.
I had I think it's called the Cub, and there we go, in their 104 CR, which is a Sanmai steel that they say performs like S35VN, and the research I was able to find on it backed that up, and it was like a $45 knife with Sanmai steel that performs like S35VN. Killer knife. I loved it, but I traded it to Darkwater, and I kept my Rubik though.
What'd you get for it? What'd you guys trade for?
That's what I'm trying to remember right now.
Don't you hate that?
Yes.
I will say this though, I appreciate you tagging me in every one of the ones the videos for every one of the ones I traded you.
And I always will. I always will. Yours is in 14C. Yeah, they make several versions of the Rubik. They have some in D2 that are smaller than this that I think would be a killer smaller crossbar. They have like 3 or 4 sizes of this and different steel options. And the Rubik is just a great budget knife.
Here's another really good budget knife that I just got turned on to recently, and this is Brian F. turned me on to this one. Real steel.
Yeah, G-Ball has been singing their praises, and I wanted to check out so many of them.
Dude, this is fantastic, absolutely fantastic knife, man. And I didn't want it when he first offered it to me. It's like, man, what a dummy I was.
Yeah, I have really wanted to check them out since G-Ball has been hyping them up so much. Jesse Sheldon, this is the Shield and Sith, and this is designed by my homie Tier 1 EDC and Old Squirrel Knives, the guys that make up DC Blades. So this is one of their designs that he licensed to Shieldon, and they've made it in several. They made a small one and an XL, and they made them in different handle materials. I want the Ultim one. This is the new full tie, contoured titanium. Of course, because it's a perfect self-defense knife, you can flip the pocket clip to whatever side you want.
I'll be right back, DBD.
It has the right type of pocket clip to make sure it's going to come out every single time. And the flipper is amazing. The reverse flick is awesome. And the ergos, especially with that jigged backspacer, are just crazy. But then that hawkbill gets so fine. It is going to rip into anything organic and bite all the way in. A killer beef jerky defense knife. That's not your daily use knife. You don't want to be sharpening this every day or using that that narrow little tip for regular EDC tasks. But this is a knife that can save your life. Brian F says he's glad you like that real steel, Chris. You still with me, Chris? Ron Dobbins. Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. I will give you a salute with my brand new Jack Wolf Benny. Loving the Jack Wolf. You say, love you, brother, and all you do for us. Much love, Ron Dobbins. I always appreciate your support.
Hey, where are you from, Ryan?
Ooh, Jason Beecher just got his 2-year bulldog.
Nice.
So cool.
I like how we can go from high end to low end.
Yeah.
And then back.
Well,
I just love the knife community.
I like knife. I like all types of knives. If you make a good knife, I like it. These you can get sometimes for less than $30 or right about $30 from Tacray, the Tarkus. And if you're looking for an EDC slicer, just a beast of a slicer. This has great action for a killer price. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Knives can be expensive, knives can be inexpensive. As long as you make a good product, knife folks are going to like it.
Well, here's another thing. You don't have to like what everybody else likes. You can like whatever you want because, I mean, there's so many different flavors out there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Just look at the difference in selection on our two tables.
Yeah.
The wide variety of stuff and materials and blade shapes and companies and
Absolutely.
we are just spoiled nowadays.
Spoiled and addicted. I'm sitting here trying to come up. I'll be real honest with you. I'm sitting here trying to come up with, well, if you do this and I can get this, for that pair of 3 that's dropping tomorrow.
Yes, I want this. I want both the Para 3 M4 and the ABW Slippy tomorrow. I don't think ABW takes Sezzle though.
Dude, I got about like $2,500 worth I can do on Sezzle. It's like that's dangerous for me. You know what I'm saying?
Jason Beecher says he's really a slip joint guy, but now he's taking flippers. Yeah, there's so much out there. This slip joint just came in today. The traditional pocket knives, Kentucky Holler Jack, has smooth yellow bone, smaller slip joint, but a hollow ground. 154 cm blade.
Okay, I do have a bitch about TRM.
They're sold out too often?
No, their stuff needs to be made in T8s, not T6s. I don't care if it's just holding the scale on, it needs to be T8.
Well, and that's the screws that you're going to change the most. Use the most, I should say.
Yeah,
So
I guess that's why they give you an extra pack of them in each one.
Sure, but if they were T8s, you'd have much less worry about that. That in all of my reviews when I talk about the scales, that's my one complaint. Yeah, another slip joint that just came in. Jason Beach here. If I can find the box, remember which one this is. It's the Rosecraft Cockleburr Creek Trapper. This one's
Rosecraft built some good stuff, bro.
this
I don't
one's
care what anybody
definitely
says.
bigger. This one has your spay blade, and this is a full size knife. This has a spay blade and a clip point. Beautiful wood scales with their newer Rose Bomb logo. Just another very well made knife by Rosecraft Blades. Full size knife with 2 blades for different uses. Makes a great EDC knife if you're a fan of dual bladed slip joints. And
How
because
many,
both blades go in the same direction, they're able to dial in the ergos a little better.
how many people in the chat have a? How many people in the chat have an open L?
I do not.
How many people in the chat have a Mora?
I don't have a Mora yet, but I would rather get a Mora than an open L.
Just asking. I won't have an open L. I've had them and I've traded them. I'm giving them away.
I
I
had
don't
one
like
when I
them.
was a kid. I had a few when I was a kid. And even as a kid, I just didn't like them. I didn't carry them. And so I just don't have them. Yeah, Ron Dobbins, the TRM Neutron and Nerd are so great. I can't wait for the Holy Nerd. The one and only Nicole says just get both. Always good advice when it comes to knives.
Let's just get them all.
And by the way, welcome the one and only Nicole. Kelly says she has an open L that was in an SMKW box, and she sold the 2 Moras she had.
The Moras are just so cheap. I mean, and they're decent knives. That's why I still keep one.
What's up, Gareth? Brother from a South African mother. Remember
Somebody
Kripple Krew
woke
Inc?
up early, did they not?
It's like 4:38 there, I think. The 8 open L is in your lunchbox. Okay. Jason Beezer be using his regularly.
Right, Joe?
Yeah, I hear that, Ron. Once you get a knife, it comes in, then you see another knife, and you're like, "Oh, I need that. I want that."
You flick it a couple times, and it's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Garrett's got a couple of nice doggies, but that Cane Corso is pretty dope.
Do you see pictures that he sent yesterday?
I did not see yesterday. I was completely out of YouTube, Instagram, everything for the last week,
He
pretty
was
much.
he was running with the giraffes yesterday,
Nice.
trying to get some giraffe bone for us to have scales over here.
Hell yes. That makes some sick scales.
I'm all about it if he ever finds us some.
No giraffe yesterday for me, but I did get kissed by a camel.
No giraffe, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn.
At that hole in the wall, we decided to go to the petting zoo as well. And Cooper the camel, he became my homie. He was very friendly. And then we got pictures of him kissing me through the fence. So I got a camel kiss. You know, it's good to be back, Ron Dobbins. I told Chris earlier I had a great time with the family. I wouldn't trade the trip for anything. But I did miss the Kripple Krew and all the interaction while I was gone. Gareth, have you ever? I bet Gareth's ridden a giraffe. I'll be right back. I've got to grab some water and let the dogs out. I'm going to give you the screen for a bit. Be right back.
Alrighty, sounds good. So, what do y'all think? I think they look good. I love carbon fiber. Yes, no? One needs to, I already showed a good wood crafting knife there, 1931 today. I thoroughly enjoy TRMs because of this reason that you can change, and their stuff's reasonable too when you price their scales. Unless you're buying titanium, their regular G10 and carbon fiber scales are reasonable. They don't kill you. So Gareth got his box from DBD this week. If anybody hasn't checked out his video of him opening it or his other stuff, go check him out. Yeah, I just can't do the open L's, man. I just can't. I mean, they're probably really good knives, but I just can't do them. You know, this got a different feel now that I took those other scales off. That's why they don't have that pattern on them. I wouldn't want to do that, man. Get kicked by a giraffe. Definitely not. Definitely not. What you got in your pockets today, Gareth?
Kicked by a giraffe sounds like that would suck.
Yes, absolutely.
I've been kicked by a full-grown mule, and that when I was a kid, and that really sucked.
Anybody know what a skidder is? It's for
I know.
logging. It's like a bulldozer on steroids. Got a big claw on the back to haul logs out of the when you cut them down. Driving a skidder once and got bucked in the blade by a big old Brahma bull, and it rocked the whole thing. It's like I don't want to mess with those kind of animals up
Yeah.
close and personal.
I guess while we were down in Texas, actually, during one of their, mini rodeos, a bull rider got tossed and trampled to death.
Yeah, that's nuts. I've ridden horses and broke horses. My sister-in-law's got a 85-acre horse farm down here, and yeah, I'm good. My body won't take it anymore. But I used to do that stupid, crazy stuff when I was young. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of critters that could trample me easily. Like big dogs don't scare me at all.
Nah, I'm not.
But even growling at me, I ain't worried about a dog.
Nope.
But I don't want to mess with no bulls or non-friendly horses.
Horses get mean too.
Yes.
Hey, and
They can hold a grudge.
a lot of people say alligators can't climb fences. That's bullshit. They can climb fences.
Animals adapt very well, especially predators.
Yep, they do.
Just like people think they can outrun a gator on land.
I agree with Kelly. Yeah, I've got a cordless hole puncher too, for just such emergencies.
I like cordless hole punchers.
Hey, what do you think, DBD?
Pop it up. I like that carbon fiber look on that Atom a lot.
I like the red and black. Oh, I love it. Of course, it matches something else rather well.
Yeah, those look really good together.
I think this is going to be a carry one day this week.
I think that and the contoured micarta are my favorite of the scales that you got for that.
Oh, this is natural micarta right here.
Your sister's going to end up fighting Kyrie. Kyrie will go to bat for some Southern sweet tea. Yeah. Your sister's going to go to bat with Deadly Daughter. I'm going to have to edit that. But Deadly Daughter loves her some sweet tea in the South.
Well, you're probably going to be moving to Texas, right?
Yep. Not probably.
Huh?
Not probably. She was sold the other day by
I kind of figured when I
and it wasn't even the school that we thought.
Which one? West Texas?
Yep. We thought she was going to go there for a year as part of a program that A&M does.
Right.
Where you start your first year at a satellite and then you go your sophomore year to College Station to the main campus. And we were going there just to look at what the campus was going to be like for a year. And after talking to the people we talked to and then we got to meet and the people in the agriculture department, it looks more likely like she's going to do possibly 6 years there and then 2 at College Station to finish her doctorate. Yeah, veterinarian doctorate. But she's going to do the animal sciences program there at West Texas because it is just insane. Their ag sciences and being in the cattle center of the world. There's over 8 million head of cattle that they deal with that school. There's thousands of horses that they take care of. Of course, the mascot is a buffalo, so they've got the buffalo. But part of their animal sciences, they have a full USDA certified meat processing lab, and they're one of only 2 non-meat processing companies to own these machines that they have there. And you have to learn, you have to not only take care of the critters while they're alive, but you go through every stage of, making them not alive. And then every stage of butchering down to learning the individual cuts and where they come from so that you understand an animal all the way from birth to plate.
Nice.
And the school sells.
Well, we'll talk about that later. That can come in handy.
Oh, yes. And the school sells the cuts of meat right there that they're cutting. And it's just like, their ag department it's insane. And
my uncle is a vet and they have to go through more schooling than MDs do.
Yes.
To become a vet.
He said by the time she finishes and is ready to apply for the final part of vet school, she could apply to any doctor program she wants for any type of medicine,
right,
including human.
Right.
She'll be prepared for it.
That's awesome.
Like they even make their own beef jerky on campus.
You're going to the right place, man. You need to have some agricultural places out there. I don't
For
know what the laws in Texas are. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, oh yes. She will be protected, as well as the fact that it's the safest school in Texas for over 20 years running and top 5 in the nation. The towns around it are very good culture to be around, you know. It's in the Bible Belt, it's in the Panhandle. It's not, it hasn't been Austin for turned in like Austin has been. So yeah, dude, she was so stoked seeing it, and we were sold on the campus and the surrounding area while we were there.
Cool.
Yeah, she is so excited. I've got a West Texas AMU dad shirt on right now.
Awesome. That says a lot, bro.
Like the dean of the agricultural department wasn't even supposed to be there the day we were there, but he heard us talking with one of the tour people and asked us if he could have, half an hour of our time. And he sat down with us individually and just talked to us and convinced her that for what she really wants to do, their animal sciences program is better than the PSA program she was going to be doing through regular A&M. So, because the dean of the department decided to take time and sit down with us on his day off,
That's awesome.
it helped her find the right program to be in, and showed us that that's definitely where we wanted her to be. And it's definitely one of the states I wanted her to be in for college, as far as safety and culture wise.
Roger that, bro. Congrats, bro, to her and for you guys.
Yeah, now we just got to figure out where down south we're going to move. I liked New Mexico a lot, but the Deadly daughter and Mrs. Deadly learned to hate New Mexico on our drive home through it.
Did you go up through Gallup and then up that one road through Colorado? Of course you did, because you went back up the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one road coming out of Gallup, heading north up to Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, they hated it.
Horrid.
And we were doing it at night.
Yeah.
They hated it.
The potholes. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, they learned to hate New Mexico right quick. And I just like the wide open space. But
that's what I like about
it. Oklahoma was briefly in consideration just because I thought they had recreational, but theirs is still dispensary only, and I'm not fixing to sign up in anybody's registry.
I get that.
And that was the only reason they had laws similar to Texas, but I thought they had legal weed. That was the only reason they were on the list, but they're crossed off the list now.
I thought they were recreational there. My bad.
I did too, but no, it's you can easily get the referral to get it. Even as a visitor, they'll take any other state's medical, but I don't want to be on any state's medical list.
I get that. I understand why too.
Yep, there was
then
one specific reason.
Come for your cues.
Yep, and I have seen the letter in person because I had a homie receive one. So that's not a letter I ever want to receive. So we're still searching. That Mrs. Deadly really wants Texas because she's still got a lot of family in Texas. But God, their herb laws are just so crap. Maybe if we live close enough to New Mexico, I could deal with it. Wyoming had insane stores, and he actually said that he would ship to your front door, which I have never heard before. And they took cards. Wyoming was crazy, but that place is too cold.
Ain't no colder than what you're dealing with now.
That's the problem. I'm trying to get warmer than what I'm dealing with now.
Well,
So,
I told you, there are places you can go and be warm.
yes, yeah.
It still gets cold as shit in Texas in the Panhandle in the wintertime, bro.
Yeah,
Trust me.
they're
I've lived there.
where she is almost the exact same climate as here because they're high desert.
Yeah.
Where she'll be going to school is, I mean, they just had snow Saturday, and where she'll be going, the weather is almost exactly like what I'm dealing with. So that doesn't help me out too much. And then as you get to where it's warmer, you're getting farther away from legal stores. Take it easy, Jason. Have a great night. And thank you for that. Yes, we are very excited for her. Yeah, we had a really cool trip. We went down through Kansas because we visited her nephew in Kansas. And yeah, that's a boring state.
Well, it depends on what you do there.
To drive through. But it would be a great state to have property that you could shoot on.
I was just saying, if you do any hunting, man, they got some bruiser deer there.
Yeah, if you had some property that you could shoot, if you had enough property that you could shoot on, that would be a great place to live. However, they get even more snow than I'm used to.
Yeah. Well, you live in high desert. You know, the Cascades take care of you don't get as much snow as you could.
Yeah, the Cascades block a bunch of it for us.
Yep.
Well, actually, for us, it's the Blue Mountains that it bounces off of. But Mick, Mrs. Deadly has for a while been in love with Strawberry, Arizona. But Arizona is turning more and more purple when it comes to pew laws. But I think they still have constitutional carry.
I was going to say, you used to be able to carry down there, open carry.
Yeah, I think they have constitutional carry.
We don't have that here. We're trying to get it.
Which is insane to me. Florida, you would think, for sure.
You would think. But you can, there's like the county I live in, the sheriff is very pro homeowner and self-defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Mick Ranger says, heck, Arizona has constitutional carry. Yeah, Gareth, you woke up early enough to make it to TNT.
I appreciate you coming in there, Gareth. Really do.
Yeah,
normally we don't get to see you.
We understand why we don't get to see you normally, but because it definitely is not an opportune time for South Africa.
So some of those knives that we're going to get over here are going to be fantastic to look at.
I'm wait. So stoked. I'm so stoked.
Yeah. I'm second on the list for the ones that Scott gets, and I get them next. And yeah, I'm going to have to make a concerted effort to do a full length video on every one of them.
I hear you, Mick Ranger. I do believe the evil homie BDB, doesn't matter what state he's in, has a cordless hole puncher in his pocket.
I can attest. I've met the evil
evil homie BDB's cordless hole puncher.
That was awesome when we met up, bro. That was really awesome. I hope to meet you again before we get too old.
Shit, feeling it after these road trips, man.
Oh, bro, I miss the road, but then again, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the way this trip worked out, because of everything we had to do in the short amount of time, we were we were in the car for at least 8 hours every day. On our travel days, way more than that. But even on like days where we visited multiple people, we spent at least 8 hours in the Jeep, and man, that beats me the hell up.
Rather be on a Harley, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt, it is so much easier on my body.
Unfortunately, you can't do that with you.
We ran into quite a bit of snow in Wyoming, Kansas, and Oklahoma. It would have been quite the interesting ride. Oh, Idaho as well, and Montana. Yeah, we had snow for quite. We didn't go to Montana, but Idaho and Wyoming and Kansas and Oklahoma all had snow. What's up, Jesse?
What's up, Jesse?
Yeah, real bike.
No, he's making fun of your Harley.
Yeah, he's gonna keep up with me on it though. So
That's the first thing I said to him. Well, come on over here. We'll put you on a real bike. He goes, "What, a tractor?"
yeah, you come ride one of my bikes. You won't ever want to ride one of those little toys again.
I'd love to see him come over here, bro.
Oh, absolutely, and he could ride my bikes, no worries. We
Well,
go for a ride for sure.
he wouldn't have to worry about a place to stay. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, he could travel the country and have rooms everywhere.
Yep. Well, brother, been about 2 hours, and I'm kind of tired tonight. So
Roger that. I
I'm
appreciate
going.
everybody kicking it today. It's great being back and getting to hang out with my brother WarRoom and the whole Kripple Krew. I will be live, of course, on Saturday morning as usual. And get ready, folks, because I guess there's quite a few South African knife makers that are enjoying the channel and enjoying the interviews with other South Africans. And homies Gareth and Aldo have quite a few knife makers lined up to come on and talk to the Kripple Krew. So I
So,
think that's really awesome that they're choosing this channel. And pretty soon we'll have some of their knives in hand.
Gareth, you have a mission, and your mission is to make him a South African sign that he can put up on his live streams.
Yeah, I need a cool South African Saturday, or a South African takeover or something, uh, graphic to run for those live streams. But yes, we will definitely have more South African knife makers coming on.
Which is awesome. I think that's awesome. I truly do.
Much love, Ron Dobbins. Yes, and glad you got here, Gareth. Man, it's humbling to me that all
Later
these
on.
knife makers want to. A lot of them haven't done lives, and they want their first live stream to be on my channel, and that's humbling to me, and it means a lot. So big shout out to Gareth, Aldo, and all the South African homies. And don't forget, you can get Johan Jordan Kaiser parakeet right now, and that is a true button compression style lock.
Okay, that's not the one that I want. I want the one that he's dropping with Kubi. Oh my God, have you seen that thing?
Yes,
Ooh,
that Kubi is wicked,
yeah.
wicked. We'll show it on Saturday's live stream for sure. But other than that, I hope everybody has a killer night.
Peace out, everybody. We
Stay
love you.
safe, stay frosty, stay deadly, and much love to my EDC familia. What up, Raccoon Tactical member Kripple Krew Inc.? You just missed us. I hope you have a great night. Stay deadly.